Welcome to a real appreciation flow to Inspired Life Unity of Ellie Goldsmith. Just starting the TikTok app and video right now. So just excuse me a moment while we just get that on, and then we shall begin. Thank you for tuning in to the Inspired Flow, Ellie Goldsmith. Yes, so that's right, we're fighting for the truth in our sukkah in Yerushalayim on our TikTok app. First time using this. Big shout out to Gary V for the recommendation. He gave us a tip off for our wonderful use of TikTok for this new innovative Tekufa time period that we're in. As you can see, I'm in an unusual place. Above me is the skach, the sukkah. It's a very special thing to be sitting under just before, a few hours before we begin the festival of Sukkot, the festival of booths. Sounds a bit lame, but you know, the idea is Sukkot is a time of truth and inspiration and appreciation. So we're tapping into that time, that flow, and it's something which all of us have ability. Yeah, and the reason why you see me holding this phone is, if you look here, this is the new TikTok app. I'm just like working it out, and I have appreciation. Why did I say to Gary V? Because he also gave me a tip off for Anchor app. I think that was a really good idea. We've got almost 20,000 listeners between the Ellie Goldsmith Inspired Flow and the Breslev Israel Emunah podcast. But between those two apps, two audios, we're putting out some positive vibes, and I wanted to give a shout out to the person who directed us in that way. And what is this above me? It's the idea of emunah, of being enveloped. I'm in this place, the sukkah, and I'm enveloped inside the knowledge, the wisdom, the reality that I was protected, and my soul was brought into this world in a way of kindness and protection and connection. And I have a tremendous appreciation that, you know, that this world isn't just whatever, you know, because if you look around, like I've been listening a little bit to different podcasts, like for example Ben Shapiro. Not that I'm aligned with him politically, I'm just saying what his kind of vibe, and you hear how crazy the world is going, and the vibe in his opinion obviously, but it's heading in a really like radical direction, and I don't think he's over exaggerating, because I do see what's going on Twitter and the news. I do get some news headlines. I don't try to like get too in deep inside, because I don't want to like lose my mind and waste my time. We spoke about living effectively. It's a big part of everything I do, and time is very precious, especially right now before the Chag, or festival of Sukkot. There's a lot going on, just getting ready our lulav and esrog, whatever that means. You'll see pictures of people shaking the daled minim. It's very deep aspects. I'll just tell you quickly, the esrog is the heart. That's the beautiful green esrog. In fact, maybe I'll go get it. Yeah, should I? Yeah, why not? You give me one moment while I go get it. You can hold there, maybe you'll come into my house and we'll go get it. We'll do that. It's going to be a little bit spontaneous. Here's some fun things from the kids. A little bit fun, different, moving around. We've got some stuff going on with the kids. Making some fun things. Here's Darren. Let's go. Look, we've got an esrog. This is my heart. And we've got a lulav, which is like a spinal person. Measure it up. It's like a spine. And then you got the hadassim, which is connected to the eyes. They look like little eyes. And next to there is a rogus. It's like the lips. Got it? Okay. So that's what's going on with the 4 species on Sukkot. Okay, that was fun. A little bit of improvisation there on the video. And now back to our Sukkah on our Pesach. Imagine we live in Yerushalayim. This is Jerusalem. And we have a balcony here. We don't take it for granted, because this is our appreciation flow. You know, every second, like, wow, we live in such a place. Okay, guys, so to make this a quick inspired flow, once we've got these dialed in, we've made spiritual our inner being, physically and emotionally and spiritually. So it's important to try to attach yourself at all levels. You go into the sukkah as well, the night, actually start the festival first of the sukkah, and you're enveloped by this spirituality, this name of God, this name of creation, of constant ishtalshelus, this idea of constantly creation being brought into reality. So this shows you how precious life is and how every moment is a tremendous gift. So when you enter into that space, it's a safe space for sure, it's a spiritual space. Yeah, you enter into that space, so you're reaching out to that place of connection and depth that goes all the way inwards. There's the inyan of the Or Panim, the inner light, to the Or Makif, the surrounding light. This, when I was like first on my journey, there was a book called The Celestine Prophecy. I recommend it, but it was very important for me in those days of like attaching to that inner light. What's that light surrounding me? What's that light that I'm able to, thank God, attach myself to on a spiritual level? Its ability to find that soulful level and see that light around other people, to see that light, that potential, because really it's a bigger version of you, that light around you, and it's constantly going into high level potentials of yourself. So the concept of appreciation and flowing with inspiration towards unity is understanding that by growing, that is a big way of attaching to simcha, to joy. That's why there's this Or Makif, the surrounding light surrounding us all the time throughout our life, and because it's giving us the opportunity to grow to a higher level of ourselves. Every night we go to sleep, hopefully this week in Sukkah, excuse me, and then we wake up, we take the Lulav and Esrog, we say Hallel, we rejoice, we have appreciation, all the good that's gone on in our life, and we're able to attach ourselves to that wonderful inner potential, and that gives us ability to like, whoa, like I'm more than myself, and I'm growing in a growth mindset to higher and higher level versions of myself, and I'm getting more and more connected to who I truly can be, this greater version of myself, and that gives us true joy. That's the simcha, that's the appreciation of saying hello. We're shaking this Lulav and Esrog, moving it in all the different directions, right, left, forward, back, up, down, all the different parts of life, 6 dimensions, and we're 7th, sitting in the sukkah. We're inside this space that envelops us, and we're experiencing that life is meaningful. There's 7 guests. Everything is 7. This idea of 7 of clouds of glory that surround us and protect us in the world. And this we're giving appreciation. We're recognizing, we're realizing that we're going through life, through the desert of life, where there's a lot of like dangerous forces, and we're protected by this godly force, this Anea Kovet, this cloud of glory, which represents the glory of the soul, the glory of the being, the inner world, and it's shining outwards into the world around us, protecting us and guiding us towards our true potential. So that's Sukkot in like a short like summary, but then there's Hoshana Rabbah, that's the climax. The climax is to take, once again, the Dalaminim and no rovers now. We take the rovers, which we said is the lips. We take this aspect, which is generally the part, you know, we're all online saying stuff, putting out videos, putting out content, blah, 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 blah. But we're taking that content at an inner level and we're waking it up, smacking it on the floor. We're giving it a much more intense experience of going around 7 times, internalization. I spoke about in the 7 habits, this idea, and the 10 habits of truly effective people. We're attaching ourselves to that inner internal quality and we'll internalize it. But all of this is going on while we're having celebrations in the night, and we're experiencing times of our family. Tonight we're going to eat the first bit of bread in the sukkah, and hopefully enjoy it, experience the inner dimensions of being family, and we're all experiencing this together as a community, and it's spreading out to the world ultimately. That there'll be a time the whole world will come together and bring their offerings during Sukkot. They'll have their time to connect into the third temple and what it means. Havyosim al-Kadshi, where all the nations are going to call out the name. Samachim Veis Tefilossi, they're going to rejoice in this place of prayer, connection, and really the world's consciousness is seeking it out right now. If you look, mindfulness, spirituality is on the rise. There is a need for community, there is a need for connection, there is a need for values and for depth. And this podcast is just like an inspired flow, appreciation of that awakening that's going on in the world, and that Sukkot is something which is meant to bring that out. on all the different levels. And joy is a tremendous aspect. Like I said, how do you come to joy? How do you come to happiness? By growth mindset, and realizing the greater potential, that aura around you, that light surrounding you, or Makif. And that's why the 7 times around Shana Rabbah, the joy is getting more and more, till we climax with Simchas Torah. Simchas Torah, we take the Torah. We take that gift from God, where He clarified to the world what is truth, what is the purpose of the world, what is the 10 sayings of creation now is put into intense clarification of the 10 commandments into our hearts. As it says in Rav Sodek, the climax of the whole month we're in, this month of Shabbat, this Tishrei, this time of disconnect to reconnect, is we're going into a place of such connection that we're at a climax of unity and unification, of oneness with the Torah and Israel and the world, and obviously Hashem, and that it will come together, as my Rebbe once said, the Tolna Rebbe, this simcha, this joy, this tremendous joy, and that's very much connected. We spoke once with Rav Orish about the idea of Emunah. Rav Shalom Orish speaks about Emunah all the time. Emunah and simcha, joy, having Emunah, understanding true intrinsic belief of your soul level, and living it and bringing it into your everyday life. That is Emunah, and that is joy. They're one aspect. He said there's no separation, they're really one aspect, and that brings us to the climax of putting into our heart, as Sodek says, the intense expression of truth of the world, an expression of truth of our soul, and binding it into our heart in a very deep way, in a profound way that makes a difference, and it stays with us. So this festival should be with us throughout the whole year, and that is the going round and more with the Torah, dancing, rejoicing with the community. And I'm sure this spills over to the world. Now we have thank God, so many converts, so many people coming back, so much interest from the world outside, and that brings to the world coming to a whole new level. And that's why personally I'm going to be going out during the week of Avraham Avinu's light. He's the first guest in the sukkah tonight. It's coming, the Aura Avraham, the light of Avraham, this light of potential for the world that was revealed through Avraham Avinu, the first Jew, the first person who opened up his home to the world. He opened up his tents, he opened up the clouds of glory, so people should come in, just like we have guests during Sukkah, spiritual guests. Avraham, Yitzchak, Yaakov, Moshe, Aaron, Yosef, David, which is also connected to the 7 species, with David being the Esrog, and Shlomo is the climax. The Shlema is the completion of the Chag. That brings us to this climax, the 8th level. This level 8 is going beyond this world of 8. The 8th month, which is the month following of Sukkot and Tishrei, we go into Cheshvan, this 8th level, and we bring everything into spirituality. The whole world spiritualizes. That's really the goal. It's not just to be kept for the Jewish people. It's meant to go out, all the goyim. It should spread out this light, Orosh Mashiach, the light of the Messiah, the light of truth, the light of inspired flow. And it comes so much together with appreciation. Every day we're doing Hallow, we're thanking Hashem, and each of those 7 to 8 days, to the 8th level, we're saying Hallow with even more connection. And it's all internalized now, the spirituality with the Dalet Minim. We don't need these Dalet speeches anymore on Simchas Torah. We're now bringing it into our hearts and taking it in with us with the Simcha, the joy. The joy opens up the heart, and it brings us to a greater potential of become who we truly are, and that will give us the power to really impact through the Unity Inspires projects, through the Munah is our future tour, and all the other music things we've got. Please God, we've got lots of nights, like I said, of rejoicing throughout the Simcha of Sukkah. We've got the idea, the joy of Sukkah of Nissa Black and Zusha, and all our friends who are performing throughout Israel and the world. And it's an opportunity, all of us, to tap in, stay tuned. We'll hopefully post some of the things where we do want to disconnect to reconnect, so hopefully we'll be a little bit less online, and you'll just have to come visit in Jerusalem, or you'll just have to one day, please God, come live here and experience what's going on during the week of Sukkot and Simchas Torah. And please God, we'll catch you all with a new Inspired Flow podcast and video after the Chag, to summarize what was experienced during this festival and how we can go ahead with the Munah Future Tour, and please God, and everything with the new year that we've entered in the Jewish New Year, and 2020 coming up with all the excitement going on. And that is something which all of us can be protected from the craziness we spoke about by entering this time, and to internalize who we truly are. So we have the distractions that we need to keep away, and combining that with the internalization of joy and becoming our truer selves, and that should bring us to a greater experience of life, to really value life, and to see its unification of everyone coming together with behavior remaining all main. Thank you for listening.